You know, once you come to realize that God is not a punishing, retributive deity, and that God is unconditional love that keeps no record of wrong, that takes a whole lot of pressure off the mind, of the psyche, to perform. So, if God is not a punisher, and not an entity that keeps record of our wrongdoing, what is the whole purpose of our being here? Right? What was the whole message of Jesus about? What was the question of what must we do to be saved? To which Peter answered, repent and believe the gospel. What does that mean? Judging by my own Christian life of 35 plus years, I could not figure out what that meant. I was traipsing around in the dark, wallowing in the confusion and the guilt and the shame of my subconscious. The wind is picking up. I hope that doesn't come up on the video. For 35 years I didn't know what that meant. And I see a lot of Christians today that still don't know what it means. I want to give you the short version. Everything that Jesus taught wasn't for the intention to please God, Father in heaven. It had a more practical purpose, and that is, what must you do to get along better with life and with everyone in it? What must I do to get along with my neighbors? What must I do to get along with life in a less conflicting way? Because everybody goes to heaven. Every one of us, when we leave our body, we go back to that which we actually are, and that is consciousness. We're not primarily these physical bodies, although we need them to have this human experience. So, as I said, everything Jesus taught had a practical purpose. How can I best get along with life and with everyone else? That's what was encapsulated by love God with all your heart, mind, strength, and soul, and love your neighbor as yourself. That's supposed to be the formula to help us get along with everyone in this life. So it's not some outlandish, out of this world kind of purpose. Purpose is here on earth. What must you do to get along with everyone? You must repent, you must turn within and become conscious of your unconscious wounds and triggers that has you in a constant state of defense, because you are trying to keep yourself safe and guarded from the injuries that other people inflict upon you. You need to remember that everyone in this world has injuries, and we're all functioning from our unconscious wounds. We're just trying to be safe. We're just trying to be secure. And that requires walls and defensiveness. And defensiveness always leads to conflict. So, if you know this now, you can make your spirituality a little more practical. And now you know the reason for Jesus' teachings. It wasn't so that you could go to heaven and be accepted by God in heaven, by the Father. You're always accepted. It was to make your earth life with one another a little easier, a bit more loving, a bit more forgiving, so we all can get along and create a peaceful environment with one another. And that requires trauma healing, that requires shadow work. No raising your hands in church and accepting Jesus will do that, will fix that. You have to do the work. You have to heal yourself. You have to come to a consciousness of your unconscious pain, your unconscious feelings, your feelings of not enough, your feelings of being a loser, your feelings of rejection, your feelings of abandonment. You have to reconcile all of those to realize that nobody is really your enemy, that we're all just trying to keep ourselves safe from being hurt by one another. So, let's work on these defenses. Let's work on the wounds. And humanity can be healed. But we need to have this understanding. We need to have this knowledge. And not blindly profess some religious concept of how can we please God and be accepted by God. God accepts everyone. He's unconditional love. I don't like calling him he, but if I'm talking to Christians, that's how you will understand it. God is unconditional love. There is no judgment. There is no record of wrong. So,